It was Lady Maria.
Lady Maria.
It
was
her.
Mariko. It was Mariko. That was what he called her.
She asked the church to spare your life before she died.
Mariko, let me tell you. OG, triple OG, the one. What's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and you already see Rekkai is in the building. What's going on, champion?
Hello, governor.
Hey, listen, it is midnight here, and it is late, but you listen, it was not going to stop us from watching Shogun, because this is the season finale of Shogun.
It might be series finale.
Oh, yes.
I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. This is the series finale. This is it. The end all. The done. So make sure you stay to the very end, because you know me and Rekkai, we're gonna chop it up, have a bit of a back and forth, a review, if you will, over the things we've enjoyed about this episode and the series as a whole, and also things that we may be scratching our heads about. So without any further ado, let's get started. Man, let me tell you something about last episode, boy. Episodes 9 and 8, it's just been banger after banger after. It's just, whoo, I don't even know what to do with myself. So, you know, I'm pretty excited about this episode. Yo, if out of pocket and I don't care was a person, nah, not me. Couldn't be me. Oh, I can't believe it. Not like this, girl. Not like this. Woo. Let me tell you something about love. If you don't love me enough to be my second, you don't love me. You don't.
All right, that right there is so deep. That's a whole different level.
Why is it shipped?
Are we in the future?
Grandfather used it to fight off a whole army of Japanese assassins.
Blackthorne?
Is that Blackthorne?
Maybe?
Huh.
Is it the future or is he just dreaming?
Yes.
That is him.
That's him.
Was it really given to you by a savage?
Yeah, he's clutching on that cross now. Regardless of how you felt previously. Dang. So what? Oh yeah, that's after the cannon went off. He gonna be sick when he see her. Marika's all over the place.
You, your loyal servant. Marikos.
She was a real one, man.
Marikos.
She was a real one. If I could pour out a little liquor for her, I would.
Oh, somebody else.
Her son? Oh no, that's not her son. And this coward. You disappoint me, Yabu. I thought you was built to sterner stuff.
大坂城が我らが思うておったほど安全でないことは明々白々でござりますな。
マリコ殿は何の妨げもなく城を出ることを許されるべき。
That part. You just a temp. I don't care how cool you walk across. You're still a temp.
抗議文でござります。
How did he already have that?
Oh, it probably came in by pigeon.
兄は秘密裏に江戸を抜け出し戦の支度をしておる。
戦の支度なぞ何の意味もないわ。
Oh man, you got the people against you now.
トラナガがどこで降伏するかそれだけじゃ。肝心なのは我らがしっかり団結しておるということよ。
Oh man, you can't unscramble these eggs.
恥ずべき襲撃を命じた咎人が。
Dishonorable attack.
この卑しむべき襲撃をやってのけるやからは不実で悪知恵の働くトラナガしかおらぬ。我ら大老衆の間に亀裂を生じさせようなぞと。
What? And see, she knows, right?
It wouldn't
She
surprise
knows this
me if it was
clown
Lady
did it.
Achiba that did it though either. Because it forces kind of everybody to look at Ishido a little bit.
あの者が明智家の身内じゃということを忘れてはなるまい。落ち葉様の父君を殺めた一族ぞ。
See, I don't know, man. I think Lady Achiba might.
弔っていただかねば。
正実が祀った。しからばその後、戦といたしましょうぞ。
She pulls his whole card so easily.
出陣。やむなし。
やむなし. Oh, some divine intervention.
War is inevitable. That right there showed everybody, yeah, God don't like
Divine
ugly.
intervention, yep. Live in your shame. And he know he's shameful. He knows it.
Mm-hmm.
拙者はマリコ殿は捕らえられるだけじゃと思っておりました。
Yeah, man.
逆らうたりするゆえ命を落としたのじゃ。あれでは救いようがないわ。
This dude will say whatever.
その方の大老の座は安泰よ。
奇妙なものでござる。
He no longer wants it.
かつて太閤殿下は虎長公に戦を仕掛ける寸前まで行かれた。票は全て殿下に賛同。だがそこで地震が起きたのじゃ。殿下の味方はそれを不吉な前兆とみなした。殿下は和平の道を探る方がなくなったのでござる。
大昔のことではないか。
No, it just happened.
太閤殿下ナマズを咎められた。不徳不格好なナマズが譲ったせいで地震が起きたのじゃと。
藪重殿。藪重殿。
I'm at a shell shock.
兵を集め、わしの指示を待て。
Yeah, what is going on with him? You think he's shell shocked from the blast? Or you think he's just so tormented that he's just jacked up in his head?
I think he's tormented.
お立ちくだされ。フォロワーにござりまする。木山様の手の者たちが港まで護衛いたしまする。
They're like, I'm gonna get bandits, huh?
Why am I receiving this permission from Lord Kiyama? Where is Yabushige-sama?
He is preparing the galley in Osaka Bay. I have come to bring you to him. The Lady Ochiba has pledged her son's support. Toranaga will be dead in weeks.
Then you don't know Yoshi Toranaga.
You will leave Osaka alive.
Why?
You'll have to forgive me if I'm having some trouble accepting anything on your word.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You think he's doing this for Mariko?
Mm-hmm. But why?
Yeah, because I can't imagine.
And who made the arrangement? Because Toranaga don't have the juice to make the arrangement.
Well, I mean, the Catholics have him in hand, and he is the biggest threat to all of the Catholics. So why would they let him go?
Why are they letting him go back to Osama?
It was Lady Maria.
Lady Maria.
It
was
her.
Mariko. It was Mariko. That was what he called her.
She asked the church to spare your life before she died.
Mariko, let me tell you. OG, triple OG, the one.
I have kept my word to her. Goodbye.
She a real one, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I guess when she came there, she already knew what was going down, so just didn't go down the way she thought it was going to go down, but she knew it was going down.
Well, she loved him in her own weird, different kind of way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's hitting you to the bone, right? Oh, that's tough. Woo!
Gave that man that cookie.
You let a real one go. Whoa, boy, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, when you got one like that in your heart and in your mind, oh, he gonna get back here and talk so reckless to Toranaga, he gonna forget.
England.
You trying to run?
Pull yourself together, man.
Oh, that's the black ship, isn't it?
No, that's Erasmus. That's Blackthorne ship.
Yeah, that is the Erasmus, isn't it? Oh, homie about to do a hostile takeover, huh? That dude he gone in the head anyways.
この者たちは我らが主君虎長様の配下でございます。拙者に命じられたのも。
急がない。
こちらへ。
You know what he did.
虎長様がそのように命じられました。
Dang, Toranaga boy is cleaning the house right now. Were those all of the Englishmen? Was that his
I don't
old
know. Those
crew?
are like no, that's like Japanese though.
Huh.
The people who helped him.
どのみち殺すのであればよくお与えくださる。王術に好みが切り裂かれるような、怒り狂った魚の群れに生きたまま食われるような。
Those are good deaths.
どうか。
良き案じゃが、わしは措置を信じておらぬ。明日の日没までに腹を召されよ。
That's crazy.
伊豆はもはや措置が跡目を決める領地ではない。解釈は誰がよい。
Blackthorne.
Really?
しからば明日。
明日不動明王のご加護を賜りますように。
Fudomiyu? Dang, he looked at him disapprovingly.
後に残るは言葉のみか。じゃが。
Mariko be dropping a hot 16. Yes, she did.
She made.
富士様、Toranaga様に文を。私、明日殿に会いたい。
That's where you gonna go talk reckless.
He's stuck right now. I mean, obviously he's not because we saw the future of him, you know, at home dying as an old man, but
I don't know if that was the future
moment,
though. I think that was just his concussion. I think that was just him tripping.
刀と鉄砲を渡せ。
Like, yeah, you in your feelings right now. You
gave it to him. Remember the last time he resisted and was like, nah.
我らにとっても面白ないことじゃ。配下の者たちには下手人を見つけるまで休むなと命じてある。
like stop looking for the saboteur.
To convert to the religion of the Portuguese, so I took the name Muraj and moved here.
Well, at least you're not Catholic.
But I am.
こやつの頼みは聞けん。
何故？
わしに忠義を尽くさぬ者が。
Wow. I don't even want you breathing the same air I do.
I don't even want you sipping my air.
私、死ぬ。村人。死なない。
なら。
No. I don't give you permission to die. Mm-mm. Let's see how far you would go. You have learned, my friend.
気が済んだのであれば、あの船を立て直し、わしのために水軍を作るがよい。
Now, finally. Now you're Haramoto. Now you're one of us.
Yeah, he was going to
You understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, but that's the thing too. You have to be taken to the line. You have to be willing to cross the line. Up until that point, I don't believe you. Anything you said are words.
わしの自制力を。
Death poem. That's crazy. When you get ready to commit your own death, you got to write you a hot 16.
A
You're
hot
like, you know what?
16. Yeah, man.
楽な埋めるなのみさらせ。飢えたる犬の腹を満たせよ。
Wow.
見事楽であろう。わしの腕前もここに極まれるというわけじゃ。
Oh, Lord. It's like you're just a savage.
その教えもこれにてしまいじゃ。
My Pac said, it's the realest issue I ever wrote.
わしの遺書じゃ。
見事なご最後。
I wish for you to get a hair unit on the top to cover that.
Fix that hole in your natural.
我が甥は殿の良き配下になりましょう。殿は果報者でございまするな。
措置のおかげじゃな。
You trained him.
安心もでございまする。あやつも拙者のおかげでございまするぞ。
He's like, even now, you just can't take one compliment, huh?
おいの初陣も安人が船を燃やしてキリシタンどもを海で打ち負かすところもこの先見たいことがあまたありました。
Yeah, but you were stupid.
この世見張りの者どもに火薬を撒くよう命ずるのはそう難しいことではなかった。
Oh, so he was on the
マリコ
executed
殿
it.
が教会に話をつけ
Wow.
殿が船を燃やしたのでございまするな。
やむを得ずの小細工よ。安心を試すためのな。種明かしをするやもしれん。その頃にはあやつは船を立て直しておるであろうが、わしはそれをまた壊さねばならない。あやつは一生日の本から出られぬ宿命であろう。
殿は全ての風を己の欲しいままに操っておられる。
わしは風を操ったりはせぬ。読むだけじゃ。
That's a
Not
bar.
only study it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ここで皇帝でございまするか。うまくいくかもしれませんが、拙者にはどうしたら勝てるのかわかりません。
Lady of Chiba.
これだけ共にやってまいったのじゃ。そなただけは目の前でなされている策に気づくと思っておったぞ。好天はすでに終わっておる。大老衆が結束しておる限り、大坂に軍を送るなどもってのほか。それはすなわち死を意味する。そこでわしは女子を一人送り込み、軍勢にもできぬことをさせたのじゃ。
Which also means I knew that you would betray me.
Judas.
見えるか。これから何が起こるか。
Yes, the big picture.
これよりおよそ一月のち、我らは関ヶ原にて敵と対峙いたす。5つの軍勢が戦場にて直に相対しての。そなたの申すとおり、お世継ぎの軍が石堂側につけば、わしの軍勢に勝ち目はない。じゃが、マリコ殿の行いのおかげで、落ち葉の方は石堂との盟約に嫌気がさる。秘密裏にわしに文をよこし、お世継ぎの軍を戦場には出さぬと誓われ。その日石堂には掲げる御旗がない。大老衆は刀すら抜く前に石堂に背を向けるであろう。そしてようやくわしの夢見た時代が来る。
You've been defeated.
Yeah. He would be the unlawful one.
わしの新たな権勢の要である江戸から始める。築き上げるは戦のない太平の世じゃ。これは我ら皆で成し遂げたのじゃ。そなたもわしも。
Yeah, you played your part.
マリコ殿も。
Yeah.
海の向こうから来たあの万人さえも。あやつを殺してしまおうと思ったことは何度もあったが思いとどまった。あやつに値打ちがあるからではない。安心がおらずともわしの軍は生き延びておった。あやつはわしを笑わせおるし、敵を油断させるのに十分じゃったからの。
いや。
そんなことにございまするな。我らの一生も下々の者たちの死も生贄も皆我ら一門の名に勝利を記すだけのもの。
安心と初めて会った時、あやつが何と申したか覚えておるか。戦うても望みはないゆえやめておけと申した時、
己が勝てば望みはある。
Unless I win.
勝てば全て思いのままに。
Anything is possible. Yeah. That was a bar.
将軍の小さいも。
Oh, here's the question.
それが殿のかねてよりの望みであったのでございまするな。胸の奥に秘めたお心は、殿も他の者とさほど変わりませんな。本当のことを語ってくださる。墓場まで持ってまいりまするで。
Remember they said there's 3 hearts every Japanese person has? Yeah.
It's time, my friend.
That time.
Yes.
Why tell a dead man the future?
So gangster.
You know what this is? I better won't hack away like I did when I was a child. I know how to do this now.
Yeah.
Oh, quick, decisive. Goodbye. Ooh, clean with honor. Man.
Yeah.
And with honor. Wow.
Get that blood off her.
Sully my blade with the likes of your blood. You was killed by a real one.
Oh, he did that so sweet.
It's the only time we've actually seen him do violence. Look.
Iku. 海へ。最後の頼み。I've always been of the mind that a soul committed to the deep.
Every time I see a shot of a rowboat like that, I always think of The Godfather.
Yeah, Fredo.
わかりましたか? ずっと一生.
Oh, that's her husband and baby's Ash.
Remember, she was supposed to bury him, but she kept him to feel close to him. But now that she's leaving that life behind and going to the convent to become a nun, it's time also to put them to rest, so let that go. Anyway, anytime she comes to that lake or whatever, she'll be close to them. Mariko.
最後に触れるのは、ハンジン様の手にいたしましょう。
Raise the ropes! Just no, we'll do. I know you're tired, but tide's come up some, so we'll try again. There you go.
Okay.
Raise the puppy. Okay. Ship!
You're gonna try to pull that boat?
Okay. Ship!
I don't know what they're trying to do.
They're trying to pull that boat in? You need the whole village. That is a game of tug of war.
We need more water. I told them they can rest.
Oh.
The Bontaro.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a minute.
You was with her when she died?
Oh, wow. What a gesture.
Yes, this is wonderful. Raise the ropes! No, we'll be. Like you miserable, sniveling, festering. Here we go. Now get up.
He said, don't translate that.
Okay. Let's see it! You want the business?
He's like, I will let him play his games till I burn it again.
It's definitely
It's not his fate to leave Japan.
Yeah. It's a testament to the engine's determination, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah. And then Bontaro gonna drink from the flask.
Yeah. Something to share sake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not sake. That's just good old water.
Those little bamboo shoots are so cool. So much is said in a head nod. Black people must have got that because
you even got to know.
We can have whole conversations with a head nod.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Syntell. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. Okay, that was interesting for an ending. All right, so that was the series finale of Shogun. Off the top of my head, I'll say it did not go the way that I thought. A part of me did expect there to be some type of like combat, Toranaga sending his troops in to initiate, the final push in order for him to I guess free the country from the tyrannical ideas of Ishido. That didn't really happen. It stayed a calculated battle. There is something to be said about him being so ahead of the game, so smart that he could get what he want without drawing a sword. There is something to that. Now, I don't know if it met my expectations because I wanted to see heads roll, but there is a beauty to it. I'm very curious as to what you think about this ending.
I think it is one of the best endings ever.
Okay, say more.
Because it stayed true to form. I think me, like yourself, would have loved to have seen a war drawn out. But the whole purpose of everything Toranaga was to avoid a war and the loss of life. There's no point in losing a life and anyone dying that did not have to die. So the fact that he fought a war without fighting a war, he just pulled a Bruce Leroy on us. I have mastered the art of fighting without knowing how to fight. People don't realize how, or even understand to the full depths of how pivotal, how important Lady Mariko was. It was more than just about exposing Ishido. It was more than just about freeing the hostages. She touched her friend's heart. Ochiba no Kata has held a grudge for years and years. And she said Mariko was her heart, and then Mariko was taken away from her. And I guess what she didn't understand, and she blamed all of that on Toranaga, which he may have known. I mean, I'm sure that he did know what what Mariko's father was going to do.
Oh yeah, he knew.
But that don't mean he planned it. As a matter of fact, he saved that man's life when he was going to go through and do it, and it wouldn't have had any meaning at all. I don't know. It's just the whole thing with again, because this is history. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Because this is history, it does somewhat mirror history. There was an actual battle. However, unbeknownst to the Lord Ashido, the Lord Ashido's, I want to say his younger brother, turned on him. So much like not flying with the banner of the young Taiko,
right,
and not having support that this was lawful. It did happen that everyone turned on him, and that saw that it was unlawful, and he was left out there. And instead of Toranaga being out there, being a sole army against 4 armies, the 5 armies that he could not fight, Ashido was essentially left out there with.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, who Blackthorne was based on, William Adams.
Okay.
He never did leave Japan.
Okay.
He did. Remember, he was given a fiefdom.
Okay.
And he stayed in his fief. And I want to say there are some artifacts and maybe even a statue or something of him, because he remained loyal and in service for the rest of his life. He was a vassal forever.
Right. Huh.
I don't know. Just I think that as a Western culture, we want to see the blood, and it made our little hearts just fill with delight to see a battle that Toranaga, is standing over Ashido and is stabbing him in the heart, or taking his head off in battle.
Right.
But the beauty of this is that is exactly everything that he sought to avoid.
Okay. All right, let me step in for a second, if you don't mind. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I already know I've got a really good idea of what the social space, with social media, and what the Twitterverse is going to say. You said something that's very important in Western belief, that we believe that, you gotta get your pound of flesh, you gotta get your get back, Cersei has to get her revenge, kind of thing, as we talked about in Game of Thrones. And even though there is beauty in this ending, there is a sense of not feeling satisfied. You said something about Cersei, and you wanted her to get you wanted that revenge because maybe it is a Western culture. And I know we're going to be getting those returns. I could feel it because a part of me does feel that as well. I certainly understand what you're saying, and I agree that is an important way to go about it, that Toranaga did win in the end by being nonviolent. But there's some things that were left unresolved. Unresolved with the plight of the Catholic Church and their position within the country. Unresolved with Buntaro and his relationship with Mariko. We had a knowing nod, and we kind of kept it moving. Unresolved with Omi and what his next step is going to be, and what that means to Toranaga. Did he satisfy like his bit of revenge that he had a little bit towards his uncle? Is he going to achieve what he wants to be? There's a unresolved with Blackthorne and the shadiness of his flashbacks, or maybe he was having a moment of uncertainty due to the trauma of seeing Mariko's death. This is a medium where you have to show and not tell, and I certainly appreciate the hot bars and the hot 16 that they drop, with some of the poems and all of that, and Toranaga telling us what's going to happen within a month. But this is a visual medium. You have to show it. You just have to, especially with something as epic and as large as this. I do think Toranaga's plan is brilliant. I do, but I don't know if that is going to translate to the masses regarding the season finale. I certainly enjoyed this season finale, and for many of the reasons that what you've said, but I would be dishonest if I said I wasn't disappointed. And seeing some of those questions, something being resolved, because this is a series finale, not a season finale. There's not going to be anything else attached to this. Fortunately for those that are reading the book, you know, I'm sure maybe it ties it up. I haven't finished the book. The books are crazy big, like, in case you haven't seen, in case you don't know, like, just one book. This is part 1, and this is part 2. Like, there is a whole lot of information that's gone into this series. So for the book readers, I'm sure there may be a bit more satisfaction and a little bit more understanding as to the events that have occurred. But that was a lot of information to wrap up in one episode and then expect us to be like, oh, I get it completely, without a scratch in our heads. It does feel like this episode should have been 2 episodes. Maybe I feel like there needs to be something else to kind of like be explained. But of course, you know, I'm being devil's advocate, but there's a lot of truth in that advocacy as well. I am very curious as to what everybody in the chat thinks. I wouldn't give this episode a 10 personally. For me, I would probably give it a 7 for me. And I come from somebody that doesn't believe in 7s. You either have to pick 6 or an 8. So let me say, if I had to pick, so if I couldn't pick 7, it'd probably be closer to an 8. It's not a 6. It's definitely not that. But yeah, so I'd say an 8. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. And that's more so with the attachment of the amazing, out of this world storytelling that episodes 1 through 9 gave me. 9 and 8 are some of the best TV I've seen in quite some time. I just wish I left feeling a heightened emotion in something other than just resolve, or just like, okay, well, that happened. It kind of feels like, oh, okay. But I am curious. Please come for my throats. I'm looking forward to you all attacking me and letting me know how wrong I am. And I'm curious to see why I'm wrong. I am looking forward to that. Oh, anything else you want to say real quick regarding what I've said, or just the series or the episode as a whole?
If I were to rate this episode on it alone, on its merits, I would give it a 9.
Okay.
Not perfect. And some of what you said has merit. I think as a Western culture, we've gotten very used to that, to see our protagonist always get his pound of flesh. We've gotten used to the Clint Eastwood, whatever, that the comeuppance happens. And that's why we get upset when Cersei doesn't get what we feel that she was justly due. But the whole point of this entire series was not that. Blackthorne did not ride in on, he was not the hero of the series as most Western tellings do. You got this Caucasian man in Japan, and he will save them all. He's going to be the most important vassal to Toranaga, and Toranaga couldn't have done any of it without him, and that is not the case. The most important was Lady Mariko. Crimson Sky was done. Yabushiga's still trying to figure out the plan. It's like, oh, well, we gonna, at least tell me, y'all gonna ride out, and this and that, and nah, bro. The plan has already happened. It's done.
Catch up. Yeah.
And that is the beauty of this. And that is what we have a hard time reconciling. And that's why episode 10 probably will not be satisfying to most people, because you want to see some bloodshed. You want to see the Christians try to come for Blackthorne and him fight him off, or him die in the woods. You want to see Toranaga and Ishido personally go at it. But this wasn't about that at all. And the thing is, one of the reasons that we don't understand it is probably most of us are a lot closer to Yabushiga than we would be willing to admit.
Woo. Now there's a bar. There's a bar.
most people are really only looking out for self, and the whole concept of the loyalty, the honor, the integrity, the sacrifice that each one of these characters took on, and even being a vassal Toranaga, we have very little understanding of this world whatsoever. I had another point, but I'm not going to make it. Okay. only because that will be reserved for binge worthy this week. Okay. Because it's not my point to make. There's a small debate that Chuck and I had, and even in my understanding, he shed a light on me. Well, I'll say it like this. You know, Chuck spent some time living in Japan. It's one thing to understand the culture from the outside or think you understand, but it's another thing to be immersed in the culture and see firsthand, even in the 21st century, to see firsthand. After World War II, most people don't have a real understanding unless you're a history buff. Germany surrendered. Japan did not. Japan was like, nah. In 1945, bro, we still samurais. Didn't nobody say, we not committing seppuku? We not, no. What did Toranaga say? He said, yeah, the fight is pointless unless I win.
Unless I win.
They wasn't giving up. Hence, the reason we dropped 2 atomic bombs on them. We need you to get our point. Your fight is pointless. We dropped those bombs 3 days apart. Those weren't back to back. They weren't at the same time. Before you even had a chance to catch your breath from the first one, here y'all go. Dropped another one. Just to let you know, the first one wasn't a fluke. We about that life. And then they still didn't formally surrender for 6 days after that. One of the conditions of World War II was that we took away their military. They were a little bit too dangerous. Their way of life, they have been a military force for thousands of years. They was about that life. We took away their military. Are people who have been about that life for thousands of years, because we took away their military, do you think they stopped being about that life? Absolutely not. They just changed it. The same way in America, we never changed slavery. Slavery exists to this day. It's just called prison now. And samurai lifestyle still exists in Japan. It's just in the corporations now. What's that? Japan owns over 60% of New York City. Owns New York City. Okay. They're fighting a whole different war on a whole different front that we don't even begin to understand.
Well, there's that kind of coincides to what I kind of wanted to say regarding Toranaga. He said something that was very important, and there was a question that was raised that has been raised in the comments as well, and that is Toranaga's intention really true that he doesn't want to become Shogun, or is this a part of his plan to feign that he wants to become Shogun and then have this masterful ceremony of cool things to unfold to allow him to get that? He never answered that question, but he did give a very interesting perspective. And not Ishino, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, I forgot his name. Sorry, Yabu, excuse me. Yabu had asked him, he was like, yo, is this your plan to really become Shogun? and Toranaga, in Toranaga's way, said, listen, I don't try to control the wind. He's no. Yabu said, how is it that you can get the wind to do your bidding? That's what it was. Toranaga said, I don't try to control the wind, but I do study it. It's like, of course, I'm not trying to force my will onto these things. I see what happens. I see how nature works. I see how people work. There's a reason why he's a falconer and why he treats men like he treats falcons. He studies these things. He studies nature. He studies how things move. And then he makes decisions based off of that study. He didn't say he didn't want to become Shogun. Can you say he wanted to either? But I believe if the wind blew in the right way, and he had to make a decision in order to become Shogun for the greater good of whatever it is that's going on in Toranaga's mind, maybe it's for the greater good of Japan or the greater good of something else, Toranaga would entertain it. So, to come back to your story about saying like the samurai in you never leaves, or the law of conservation of energy can't be created or destroyed, it just changes forms. You know, that mentality kind of still maintains. The samurai mentality, they may not be invoking their will to be samurais in the open, but they are studying, paying attention to everything, and putting themselves in a position to make the best decision with the information that's been given. And that is what Toranaga has been doing. It's so funny because you see so many times in these movies and TV shows, you see like Hannibal from the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. He's got everything step by step by step by step by step. Toranaga's not really like that. He is a few steps ahead, but it's not this master plan that he's got like 35 steps ahead and he just knows move to move to move to move. That's not how he works. He's got a couple of cool ideas and he's like, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna see how it pans out. There's one thing you can say about Toranaga is that he's patient. He's like, I'm gonna go in this direction. I'm gonna take a couple of steps and look around and see what works and see what works. And that's what we're seeing, which I think is a lot different from the whole Kaiser Soze. You see the map, everything pulled out, and Verbal Kent turns his foot and walks into the sunset. That's not Toranaga. It's a different kind of brilliant. He's brilliant. He's like a freestyler. You know, there are some MCs that can write an amazing rap, just boom, 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 boom. There's others that are just dope in the moment. They're freestylers. Toranaga's like that. He's a freestyler. He's the best in the business. He'll drop his bar, see what else moves, study the crowd, see the look on the dude's face, and just keep dropping hot ones and keep dropping hot ones until he wins. It's probably one of the few times I've actually seen somebody win like that. Somebody that doesn't have everything just completely mapped out, or somebody that's just 100% reactive or lucks their way into things. You know, he studies everything. All right, that's my last final thought. Was there anything else you wanted to conclude before we wrap this bad boy up?
I disagree.
Oh, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Hit me with it, man. Say more.
Much like a grandmaster,
okay,
he is so many, not just a few, so many steps ahead. However, he is able, because he has so studied his opponents and studied the conditions. You know, just like the wind, anything can happen. The wind can change direction at any moment. You cannot have a long-held plan that is so rigid that an earthquake happens and takes out half of your army.
That part.
And now you'd be like, well, we just gonna go forward with the plan. The thing is, in studying the wind, now I have to pivot. But in pivoting, you already had so many options, so many openings that were available to you.
Okay.
Now you have to study and figure out which one is the best course of action. I think in the Western world, I think we're so used to seeing these huge masterminds who have everything laid out and everything goes absolutely to plan. And I think that's BS for the most part. that if anything, it is more like a Toranaga. I think even, you know, our government works that way. You know, we think that it works like Palpatine. We think that it works like Kaiser Soze. And that all these things laid out, and I already knew everything you were going to do. And no, you got to be a psychic. That's supernatural. That's not real. But in being more like Toranaga, certain things swing your way. Certain people's actions always move a certain way. I mean, just think about Yabu did what he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that Toranaga knew that Yabu was going to do what he did. Yabu got snitched on. Somebody saw you letting them in, and they sent a pigeon back. One of the chicks that was in the cellar, she heard you say you was just guilt-stricken and asked for forgiveness. She sent a letter to Omi. Those are not things that Toranaga knew was going to happen. He didn't know that, but thank you for the added piece of information. I got people everywhere. You know, that's more, instead of like, that's more like back to Game of Thrones, that's more like Littlefinger. He had the kids as spies everywhere because there's nothing more important than information. Information is power. And that was what Toranaga was good at. He was good at gathering all the information and then making the best plan possible from the information that's gathered, and being able to know the nature of the other people that he had around him. Or, you know, like you said, he studied the wind. He didn't know what it was going to do.
Yeah.
But he studied it, and he was prepared. If it blew west, this is what I'm going to do. If it blows east, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
So I just take a different, different take on it. So
I feel that. I think we're almost talking about the same thing, but I can certainly see the differences that you're talking about. I respect that. That's dope. I respect it. This is how much I respect you changing my mind. You're making me rethink the episode as a whole. It is better than I expected it to be. And you're 1,000% right regarding a westernized belief of storytelling and how a leader is supposed to lead. And as I'm sitting here and I'm saying it out loud, and I'm talking about maybe Toranaga freestyling his way into doing things and being patient and you countering and stuff, it brings out it brings out the bouquet of the story, if that makes sense. If we were over here sniffing wines, I can really smell the bouquet now. And I do need to give it a lot more credit than it has. It's just the initial shock is what it is. It's like, dang, that's not what I wanted. But this is different. This tastes different. I don't hate it.
And that's
why
they appeased
different.
us a little bit. They showed us in a vision of what would happen a month from now. They showed them lining up to go to war, and they showed, you know, how that was going to play out for Ishido. You know, we still got to see, you know, Yabu's head roll from his body. But not 12 hacks, not one.
Just
sweet.
One. Oh, and it was clean too. It was the only violence we really seen Toranaga do. Please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. It's the only one that I can remember. I don't remember him being the person that does violence. He's just the person that orchestrates things to happen, and sometimes they become violent. All right, hey, this is a good place to kind of stick a pin in this. Man, I cannot thank you all enough for taking this journey with us. 1 through 10 of arguably one of the greatest series. I'm sure this is probably going to be in a lot of people's top 5s goated lists, a lot of top 10 goated lists. I'm curious if it even makes any of your lists. This experience would not be what it is if it wasn't for my incredible co-host, Rekkai. Rekkai, you have such a great way of broadening my ideas and my thoughts regarding the things that I'm seeing. I feel so confident in some of the things that I say, and then you'll say something in the way that you say it that makes me be like, just pause, think about it like this. And it just makes viewing that much more fun. And I know I'm not the only person that thinks that. Please, you know, give a thumbs up to Rekkai in the chat just for the great things and the great value that you bring to this experience, man. Thank you, man. And I think you all would be doing yourselves an injustice if you didn't dig in a little deeper into this brilliant man's brain by going to his YouTube channel and checking it out, because his deep dives are really good. You really get a chance to see him unfiltered without me always interrupting his flow. And you can really check him out. Thank you. If you're a fan of this channel, hit the subscription button and of course the thumbs up. You know my whole spiel, but for real, head on over to Rekkai's channel. Rekkai, tell the people how they get in contact with you, man.
Before I do that, I do want to say that I appreciate our banter, our back and forth. And in the same way, you help me look at things in a way that I wouldn't necessarily look at them. It is good to bounce things back and forth. And I appreciate that immensely. This platform is excellent, and I enjoy watching all this great content with you. I will have my own, I don't know if it's a deep dive, but I will have my own analysis of this particular episode. So if you have not, now that you're finished watching this particular video, look at the pinned comment to watch my video, just so I can talk about this a little bit more. I'm sad that this series is over with, but it has been an absolute joy to watch. You can catch me on all social media, my Patreon, my YouTube page at youtube.com/Noop from the Ville, NUPEFROMDAVILLE, because it's all about this and all about this right here.
Oh, gotta love it. Listen, don't worry if you can catch all that. There'll be a link in the description. You can get to it quick and it's clickable. As soon as you hit there, get to his page, see it in all the splendor, hit that subscription button. Hey, I know the Patreons are like, yo, you didn't give nothing for us, but I am gonna give something for y'all because we got so much more content coming. I just wanted to make sure we thanked everybody by giving them the full expanse. And if you do want to hear a deeper conversation regarding these conversations that we're having, head on over to the Patreon. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next project. All right, y'all, take care. Peace.